Pete Giesbrecht has lived in Manitoba most of his life. He's voted, paid taxes, and had a Canadian passport. But in 2015, he was summoned to the local police station and told he was going to be deported.
They said, no, actually, you have 30 days to leave the country. And if you do not leave willingly, we will fly you out with bracelets and all.
Giesbrecht is a landscaper now, but back then he was a commercial truck driver, crossing the Manitoba-US border more than 100 times a year. He even had a card certifying he'd been pre-cleared to use special customs lanes. And you never had a problem at the border?
Never, not one time.
Confused? You're not the only one. This case is known as the age 28 rule. Ever since 1977, second-generation Canadians born abroad have had an automatic right to citizenship, but they had to meet certain conditions and they had to apply to retain it before they turned 28. They automatically and unknowingly lost status if they missed that deadline.
I am simply asking the government to fulfill the promises that they have given to us.
In 2009, the federal government tried to fix that, but those amendments created even more problems.
The government only corrected it for those people who had not yet turned 28 years of age. If you'd already lost your citizenship, you were out.
New legislation coming before Parliament is meant to naturalize people like Giesbrecht, who fell into that crack. Bill S-245 has already been passed by the Senate.
There are thousands of people, actually many thousands of people in Canada that are affected and might still not know it, and this will make it so they are whole, that as though they never lost their citizenship.
But there is another category of lost Canadians this bill won't help, even if it is passed.
The storm moves this way, so boom, boom.
In Nagoya, Japan, Victoria Maruyama is fighting to have Canada recognize her children as citizens. She is Canadian, was raised in Alberta, went to UBC. But because she and her children were born outside of Canada, her kids don't automatically become Canadians. This is called the second-generation cutoff rule.
The shock of it, like, oh my God, I am not Canadian enough. That was a shock.
The children have lived in Canada for a total of 3 years. Maruyama has applied for citizenship and immigration for them, but they've been rejected because Ottawa said they couldn't prove a substantial connection to Canada.
It's like grandparents, like, helped build the stupid railroad. It makes me really angry.
She wants to move home.
That's where our family is, and we want to go back. Like, I have to go back. My mom's not getting any younger, and neither is my stepdad, so we're going to need to be there.
Maruyama and 6 other families are part of a constitutional challenge filed by Toronto lawyer Sujit Chowdhury.
What's discriminatory about the Citizenship Act is that there is no way that people can rid themselves of this second-class status, no matter how close and deep their ties to Canada are. This law creates hierarchies of Canadians based on where they were born.
I was told that I would never forget that date, and boy, was he right.
As for Pete Giesbrecht, on October 17, 2017, he received his Canadian citizenship for a second time.
It means security. It means a future. It means hope for the children in a place that we are free.
If Parliament is finally able to overturn all of the age 28 rule this session, there is hope that they'll be able to tackle the second-generation cutoff rule next. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.